ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहागना रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावभूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहागना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी परचारिणे नरविशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। The verse going to be 2.47 from Bhagavad Karmanyavadika stage. So our prescribed duty. So the sloka from chapter 2, 47, Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phal heturbhur ma te sangost karmani. We will do the translation and purport from His Grace, Srila Prabhupada. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruit of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired mode of material nature. Capricious work means action without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the results. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer and sufferer of the results of such actions. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activity. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of the scriptural injunctions, without desire for the results in action in the mode of goodness. Work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regards to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of the salvation for Arjuna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now, Prabhupada in this purport focus on the three areas. From the purport, Prabhupada explains about uh, three focus areas here. One is prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction, work in inaction. Prescribed duties has to be in junction with the scriptures. Whatever described in the scriptures, we have to follow, and duties done from the prescribed from the scriptures without attachment to the results will lead to the salvation or liberation. The other part here is capricious work. Capricious work is the duties not done according to the scriptures. The duties done by ourselves. Those duties are sinful and won't take us to the salvation. Same thing with inaction. We are not allowed to not to do our duty, where in this case Arjuna was trying to do. So Lord made it very clear that you have to do your duty, prescribed duty. You are not supposed to attach to the results, and you cannot stop doing your work. So these are the main three things where Prabhupada says inaction is as sinful as capricious work, which is vikarma. So here also the prescribed duty also divided in three parts. One is our routine work, one is emergency work, and one is our desire work. So the routine work, what we do normally is to run our household, going for work, everything needed for our life, done in junction with scriptures. If we do that without fruity results, that's the best. That's done in the mode of goodness. Where emergency duties are like a covering up for someone. It's not our duty, but we have to take participation due to the emergencies. Sometimes, like if it's my duty in the temple, I'm doing service, and if I'm sick, somebody has to take over. It's not his duty, but he's taking over on my behalf. Similar way, like if we have to go to hospital or supporting someone somewhere. And our desired duty is desired activity, what we desire for. I want to make a big house or doing this and that, buying car, that kind of activities. If we desire something, that's our own thinking. So Now we will go into the presentation and we'll discuss in further on these topics. Now 2.47, the main essence here is doing your prescribed duty without attachment to the results will lead to the salvation. We'll give some overview here about the situation that when in Kurukshetra, the both armies were facing each other. Arjuna and Krishna were in the middle of the battlefield. When Arjuna sees his family, he goes into depression mode. He doesn't know what to do. He says, I can't fight, and he rejects his to do his own prescribed duty. So he gives the Arjuna gives 4 reasons to not to fight to Krishna. He says, these are all my family. He is my grandfather, my guru, my relatives. I'm not going to kill them. And if I kill them, it will be a sinful reactions. Even though if I kill them, I will destroy my dynasty. And what I'm going to do, how I'm going to enjoy my win if I win. So in this case, in this sloka itself covers all those doubts for Arjuna. And Krishna says, first of all, you are in the battlefield, you are Kshatriya, you have to do your duty. This is your duty, regardless who is against you. You are protector of Dharma, and you have to work accordingly. Then Arjuna says the sinful actions might impact me. Krishna says, if you don't do the duty, that's the sinful. If you're doing your duty for right cause, that's not sinful. So that's my job. You don't look for the fruity results. That is my department. So you have to fight. That's what your job is. Then he says, the dynasty will be destroyed. Krishna says, these people not going home alive. They already dead. You take the part, be instrument in my hand, take the credit, and if you don't fight, then again the sinful actions will happen to you. Now the 4th part was how I'm going to enjoy if I win, who I'm going to enjoy with. Then Krishna says, you don't look for the results. If it's positive or negative, it's not your part. So Krishna focus on mainly says, do your prescribed duty. None of other business is yours. That's mine. So God makes it very clear here that we are bound to the limited area of we free to do our duty as per Shastras, but rest we have to live up to the God. Now we go to the next. Now, Prabhu, I want to talk about how this sloka applies to us. So, what is the concept of this human life? The human life is made of 2 parts, body and soul. Body works on the material platform, soul works on the spiritual platform. But we have to guide the soul on the right path. Now, why we have this body? This is God gives us his chance to come out from the life and death cycle by using this body and doing the proper guidance from the scriptures and from the God. And if you follow those, we have chance to go back to the Godhead where we belongs to. Prabhupada explained in one of his lecture that This body is probationary period, and this probationary period, if this probationary period used properly, we can make it. We can go back. So this is like we flying from one place, and we staying in the transient at airport for a few hours, and then we catching another plane. So this body is only used for that purpose. So it's carrying the soul and giving us opportunity to follow the right path according to this sloka. If we go on the right path, we can reach to the destination. Here, Prabhupada gives one example. If a child addicted to the toys and he plays with the toys all the time, if we stop the child, we have to give him some meaningful activities. We cannot go and say, hey, stop this, you should not be playing all the day. The child has nothing else. He will play. Either we have to give him other activities, we can take to the park, or we can read him books or something. Otherwise, this child will keep playing. So similar way, if we don't give the meaningful activities to our soul, which is our consciousness, then the soul will work through the body and it will be entangled in the material life, and there is no chance to come out from this material life. That's where this sloka is very important for us, to follow the guidelines, give our soul the chance to go through and work through those guidelines which God is explaining here, so we can break this cycle of life and death. Now we can talk a little bit more about the karmic actions and reactions, which Prabhupada already explained in the proverb. Prescribed duties, the only duty we have to look into. Prescribed duties with the no attachment to the results will definitely lead us to salvation. Prescribed duties with result orientation will still keep us here. The example of golden chain and iron chain applies here. So if we do the prescribed duties, but we still have the our attachment to the results, yes, we are not doing that bad, but we cannot get the end result. We still stuck into the death and life cycle. Capricious work is no go. We cannot do unprescribed work. If we do that, it's sinful. Inaction is sinful. So the only way out is prescribed duties with no attachment to the results. Now we can talk about what is the prescribed duties, how it's defined in the Shastras. The prescribed duties in the Shastras defined, our society is divided into the 4 work arrangements. So there are 4 departments of the work God has created for us: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. These 4 modes are created according to 3 modes of material nature. So each of these department works under one of those 3 modes of material nature, which are mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So Brahmana falls under mode of goodness, Kshatriya falls under mode of passion, Vaishya Vaishya falls under passion and ignorance, and Sudra falls under ignorance, mode of ignorance. Now, what is Brahmana? Brahmana is um, our spiritual leaders, intellectuals, our teachers, our basically who guided us on the right path. So, in that sense, the Brahmana is the brain of the society. Now, the second part is Kshatriya. Kshatriya is our ruler class and administrative class. So they make the laws, they introduce the laws, they protect the public, they rule us. In this life, we can talk about example of Kshatriya is parliamentarians in our country, prime ministers, presidents, and all the ministers, lawmakers. Those are all fall under this category. The next one is Vaishya. Vaishya is business community. In past times, the Vaishya were mainly the farmers, merchants, and cow protectors. So the Vaishya was used to produce and was making sure the cows were protected, because the cows were main what do you call our food givers. So farming and the cows, those two of those were good enough for our survival. And they also create economy. Now Sudras, they work under a mode of ignorance, and the Sudra job is to serve all above, all three. They are service provider, laborer. So they work under all those Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. Sorry, Vaishya, all three. So the Sudra is only the service provider to all three. We can say that there is a sloka which support this argument, this Varna system, this is created by God himself. The God says in Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chatur Varnyam Maya System Guna Karma Vibhagsa Tasya Karta Ramapimam Vidya Akarta Ramvayam. According to the three modes of material nature, the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. So this is authentic, and the God himself saying that this has been created by me, and just follow this one in conjunction with prescribed duties. So the next one is how Varna Ashram Dharma. We talking here only the Varna at the moment, but Varna Ashram Dharma in Kali Yuga, how it operating. According to Prabhupada, it's very essential and ideal. We should use it. But Kali Yuga makes it very difficult to fully implement. So we have to work around it. We have to use bhakti, which make the Krishna in the center, and whatever we do, we offer to the Lord, keep Lord in center, and try to be as close as Varna defined by Krishna. I can give some examples like how it's related not even that far. When I was kid, I heard that I come from a farming family. So my family, my grandparents were used to do farming themselves. My grandfather studied up to class five, and he was offered job in police department. But my great grandfather rejected it because he was following right path. He said, "We have enough. We working in our farms. We growing our stuff. We happy. We don't want to do some other jobs or work for somebody." So that was thought that time. If I compare now in my family we all Sudras. None of us work in the farm. We all work for somebody. Myself, I traveled 10,000 kilometers away from India in Australia. Why? Because I wanted to make my life better in material wise. Because I had no idea about spirituality in India. The only aim was to how to make more money. And I found this opportunity and I left the country. I came here, worked here. Once like initially we were full with the bhoga in the material life, enjoyment, don't know anything, working hard, come home, drinking, going to the clubs, this and that, all those activities. That's all you can get from the material life. Lucky enough that Prabhupada set it up system here and our family was introduced to the ISKCON, going through lots of previous, like listening to the Sadhguru or all the material people or what do you call Mayavadis. We used to listen lots of people here and there, but didn't click. When we went to the ISKCON, somebody said, take Bhagavatam. And I said, what is Bhagavatam? You saying wrong. It's Bhagavad Gita. So that was my level. I didn't even know that there is a Bhagavatam um, in our scriptures. So we only heard about Bhagavad Gita in India. And so this is the Kali Yuga. That's where we stand. But lucky, I was only the lucky part for me is we found the ISKCON. Now, Prabhupada also has some doubts about in Kali Yuga how we maintain this system. So this is one of the room conversation. Prabhupada says these formulas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, the age is so rotten. So it's hard, but we have to try. And Prabhupada did try a lot, and he had not enough time at the last minute. He had system. We have the system at the moment in multiple places. Australia has 3 farms, not up to the level, but at least we have cows. We can go there and we can stay in the farm, do some prayers. But Prabhupada's vision was to create those eco-villages and temples should survive on those itself, all creation of everything. There is another sloka will explain us about what is our duty. Thus, Bhagavad Gita 16.24. Tasmak Shastram Pramananam Te Karya Karye Vivasthito Gyantva Sastra Vidnotam Karma Kartam Ihasi. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rule and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. This is another focus on the duty and shastras. God trying to tell us again and again that we should know what is our duty and what is not our duty. And we only should do our duty according to the rules and regulations. And that will gradually will take us to the right place. Okay, so this is another areas of trouble we face all the time. Even we want to do our duty, these distractions. And these distractions come from our family members, friends, or relatives who doesn't understand the process. In my family itself, my parents says bhakti is good as long as you have one diya and some dhoop and ask for fruity results. If you're spending all day in the temple doing kitchen service or serving the Lord, that's nonsense. That's not bhakti. That's you taking too much time of your life. So these are the advice we get from our own people. So for those people, how we can come over? Same times like why can't you have car? Why you living in one bedroom or two bedroom? Why can't you do this and that? So many advices. So what Bhagavatam says about this is like Jnanatayaha pitrahu putra bhratyaha suhardo pre yad vadanti yad ichanti chanu modante nirmama. An intelligent man in human society should make his own program of activities very simple. If there are suggestions from his friend, children, parents, brothers, or anyone else, he should externally agree, says yes. That is all right, but internally he should be determined not to create a cumbersome life in which the purpose of life will not be fulfilled. So in this case, the advice is don't fight, listen, but do whatever prescribed duty is. We don't have to make enemies. We don't have to go against anybody. We can listen. Okay, okay, Prabhu, thank you. Thank you for your advice. But we should keep doing whatever scripture says. So that's another advice, the good advice for us, how to deal with the with our environment at the moment. Now, if we're saying don't worry about the fruity results, then who the fruity results belongs to? Fruity results belongs to Krishna, Lord Himself, because He is the one who has given us everything in this world. We can say that mm, we create. I made this house, but for how? I only collected some stuff, some material, put it together. It's not my house. I use the material from provided by somebody, and that somebody is God. God has control over everything. The fruity results does not belongs to us, because we are only nimit matra, like one part of it. For example, the farmers work in the farm, they lays the seeds, they do their best, whatever they can. The farmer can't say that, oh, I put 100 kilos of seeds in there, I'm expecting 10,000 kilos back. It's not up to the farmer. There's so many things can change. There could be heavy rain, there could be flood, there could be wind, anything can be destroyed. He might come back with 1 kilo or not even zero. Or if everything goes well, he might gain more. So that's why we should not be attached to what's going to happen. If we attach, it's not in our control. Like how are we going to make it happen? We have just limited sense, limited things to do. Everything else works under material nature, under control of the Lord. Here, this picture I chose to show, even though Duryodhan, Dursasan, Dhritarashtra, they were so powerful, they were kings. They tried to take off the clothes of Draupadi, but they failed. They couldn't achieve the result what they wanted. Why? You can see on the top, the result is on Krishna's hand. You can try your best, but you cannot achieve it. If God doesn't want it, you won't get it. Here, we can say this is also a sinful act they're doing. So this is also relevant to the three type of the work was explained previously. So this is a vikarma. If we do that kind of things, we die in the battlefield. Who should we offer our fruity results? So God says in Bhagavad Gita 9.27, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So God here pointing out that the offering has to be done for any activity we do, not only when we set fruity results, we only talk about money side, like the earning side we talk here. But Krishna says anything you do, everything has to be offered to me, because I am the ultimate enjoyer. So this is another point, that what we do. But now people can say how we do it. Okay, so we're not taking the results. Who should take the results? Okay, Krishna says, offer to me. What happened next? Where that result goes to. So this is what this is what this picture shows. All spiritual world, all material world, all this srishti and everything belongs to the Lord. And this is where all the fruity results goes, in the form of devotional service. Now, Krishna is doer, we are the instruments. We do our duty. Same way, I go to the job, I work there, they pay me a little bit. My project might be making them millions for the company, yeah, but I don't get that because they are the owner. I get whatever I deserve, which is my salary. Same way here. So whatever we earn has to go through the center point, which is Krishna. Okay, so also there is this sloka now from Bhagavad Gita 3.27, which God says, Prakriti kriyamani gunakarmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma karta him iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. So God says here, under the influence of false ego, we don't know who is the doer, and we think we are the doer. So God also here reminding us that you are not the doer, I'm the doer. Your job is only to do your prescribed duty. The duty was given to you. I'm talking about now fruity results. Krishna himself says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavति bharata vithanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham. So whenever there is a decline in the devotional service, I come back. Where is the honey in the dharma? I come back and re-establish it. So that's why if somebody says, where is the God? God is always there where the devotional service is, because that's where God comes and set it back if we lose it. So how we distribute our wealth, there's example given by our Acharya, Srila Rupa Goswami, that 50% should go to devotional service, 25% to the relative, 25% to the personal needs we can keep. This is for household rules. So now we know that all the devotional service belongs to God, because God comes on the earth if there is any problem to fix it and reset the dharma. And just say the Krishna consciousness we're running at the moment is one of them, the devotional service. So our 50% should go to that. That's our Acharya set the rule. But even Prabhupada says, even part of your salary goes to the devotional service, you are set for the spiritual platform. Only we have to do is, we have to keep Krishna in center. This is also Prabhupada calls it, what do you call this, the country who runs everything under the government and takes the money and distribute back to the different areas. So similar way, everything should come to the Krishna, and then we should take our portions, and rest should go to the devotional service. Again, the last part of this talk is, inaction is as bad as vikarma, is sinful. Non-participation is another side of attachment. Like if somebody doesn't want to participate, that means he is attached to the other side. It's not the results attachment, but it's attachment to the emotions or anything, something else. Now, mood and mission. Prabhupada's mood in this sloka is duty-centered and detached from the selfish results, dedicated to the Krishna pleasure, practical active spirituality, strong rejection of laziness. Same way, the mission is engaging everyone in the Krishna service while they do their duties, defeat Kramkand, establishing and disciplined action in bhakti teaching centered through the actions. So we can see how Prabhupada set it up our programs in the temple morning to evening. We cover around 50 of the nectar of instructions activities there in all day. So it's well thought, and it's full focused on the Krishna service. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, please?
Prabhuji, actually, thank you, Prabhuji, for your. The class was very subtle and very nice. It was regarding the prescribed duties. So, my question is now we know that Krishna consciousness is very important. After coming into ISKCON and hearing so many lectures or listening to the senior devotees, we understand that it is only through Krishna consciousness that we can go back home, back to Godhead. But still, even after knowing, we are not 100% into our activities, Krishna conscious activities, due to n number of reasons. There will be so many reasons. But knowing the fact that Krishna consciousness or the devotional service to Krishna is the only way out to get out from this material world. But still, knowingly or unknowingly, we do some aparat even after knowing it, and we fail in our prescribed duties sometimes. So first thing is how to overcome this failures. My question is how to overcome this kind of failures. I have full intent. My intent is there to do, but somehow I cannot do, or I am lazy, or maybe some n number of reasons. So how to overcome those hurdles, and we can perform our duties regularly and more seriously. That is my question, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your question. As far as my understanding about this topic is, how can we overcome from those sinful activities or our sadhana not going perfectly fine? There is as whatever I learned from Nasimha Prabhuji or other senior devotees, we should do our chanting perfectly. We have to focus on the chanting first and sadhu sangha. Those two topics we have to be serious about. If we go on those paths, I believe everything will improve. But if we normally we say like we don't have time. If we don't have time for 2 hours for chanting and some sadhu sangha interactions, reading books or whatever, then we are not serious, and we are still in the material life and we want to enjoy it. So when we say we are serious, we want to do it. If we follow those two guidelines, our life can be set back to track. That's what I understood. Prabhuji, if you can add something.